I'm Jack Burns of the Patriot Think Tank. The topic I chose to discuss is a sensitive one, and I want to approach it from an angle I don't hear many people discussing online. My decision to produce this video started a few days ago when I saw a doctor explaining abortion procedures. I was shocked by my own ignorance, and I'm going to run the clip and then discuss two moments that stood out to me and what ran through my mind in those moments. In the end, I was left with some questions, and I'm going to ask for your help in the comments to answer those questions.
Dr. Levatino, we'll begin with you. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman and members of the committee. I only have 5 minutes, so I'm going to get right to it. Second trimester D&E abortions performed between roughly 14 and 24 weeks of gestation. Your patient today is 17 years old. She's 22 weeks pregnant. Her baby is the length of your hand plus a couple of inches. And she's been feeling her baby kick for the last several weeks, but she's asleep on an operating room table. You walk into that operating room scrubbed and gowned, and after removing laminaria, you introduce a suction catheter into the uterus. This is a 14 French suction catheter. If she were 12 weeks pregnant or less, basically the width of your hand or smaller, you could basically do the entire procedure with this. But babies this big don't fit through catheters this size. After suctioning the amniotic fluid out from around the baby, you introduce an instrument called a Sofer clamp. It's about 13 inches long. It's made of stainless steel. The business end of this clamp is about 2.5 inches long and 1/2 inch wide. There are rows of sharp teeth. This is a grasping instrument. When it gets a hold of something, it does not let go. A D&E procedure is a blind abortion, so picture yourself introducing this and grabbing anything you can blindly and pull, and I do mean hard, and out pops a leg about that big, which you put down on the table next to you. Reach in again, and pull out an arm about the same length, which you put down on the table next to you. And use this instrument again and again to tear out the spine, the intestines, the heart and lungs. Head in the baby that size is about the size of a large plum. Can't see it, but you pretty good idea you've got it if you've got your instrument around something and your fingers are spread about as far as they go. You know you did it right if you crush down on the instrument and white material runs out of the cervix. That was the baby's brains. Then you could pull out skull pieces. And you have a day like I had a lot of times. Sometimes a little face comes back and stares back at you. Congratulations. You just successfully performed a second trimester D&E abortion. You just affirmed her right to choose.
My jaw dropped when I listened to the doctor's testimony. In this moment of shock, I recognized my ignorance and wondered, how could I have lived through these years of late-stage abortion and been so unaware? I wondered how many others were unaware as well. When I ran the video a second and third time, the audience gave me some insight into that. Looking at the girl with her head in her hand, I wondered, had she had a late-term abortion? And if so, was this a crushing moment for her? Now, obviously, I couldn't know anything beyond the fact that she was shocked. Regardless, that's where my second standout moment came from, and thought that in today's day and age, if she had in fact had that procedure, it's likely that no one would in advance have explained the consequences of her decision in that detail, if at all. Now, first I decided to look at how many young ladies had consented to this procedure and had likely been unaware of the cold reality of the outcome. The answer is over 40,000. Now, there might be more in the bar graph to the left, but that goes up to 13 weeks. So there's no breakdown to separate out between 12 and 13 weeks. We'll go with 40,000 women. 40,000 who are likely to have never had the full details presented in advance. They made a decision without ever getting the full message. Here's the message they were more likely to get.
This is an uncomfortable conversation we have to have. At what point does a baby in the womb have rights?
Listen, it doesn't matter what you think, when you think it is. If I don't think that's when it is.
Is it the ninth month? Is it the third trimester?
But listen, I don't have to tell you.
It's none of your business.
It's your decision, what you do with your body and how your family works.
I'm sure I could have found more influential people espousing this same message, but the point is all the same. I ask myself, has this public figure ever stopped to consider the psychological damage that could be done to a young girl if she comes across this doctor speaking after the fact. I guess this is where you folks come in. You see, I can't fathom a world in which all 40,000 women would have made the same choice had they seen this video first. I'm going to continue to operate under that premise unless some of you folks can shatter that illusion by providing facts on abortion education that would reveal these horrific outcomes in advance. Secondly, I'm going to ask you why our daytime star, or those of the same mind, those who believe it's a woman's choice, how are you really offering a choice without ensuring acknowledgement in advance of the ramifications? And how much can you really care about that woman and the potential anguish if they find out after the fact? Are they fighting for a real choice or elevating a cause above those they claim to defend? I'm looking forward to your comments. Thank you, and bye for now.